Hello. I just want to say I love you. I love Esther. I love the whole crew. I love my shoes. I love my shirt. I love being here. I love everything. I really do. I love contrast. I love choosing. I love seeing new things and learning about new things. I could just go on and on and on and on. And I want to say that I really appreciate Esther being this, giving words to your vibration, because you've been in my ear for so long, and I had you in my ear when my mom, who has done a really good job of making me her path of least resistance, when she gave me a puppy dog face and said, "It would make me really happy." And I immediately just said, "That's not my responsibility." So thank you very much for that. And I thought of Jerry earlier because I know he's from New Orleans. And I was down there for Mardi Gras, and I was at one of the parades called Zulu. And the prized throw is a coconut. And my mom said, "Oh, I don't know anyone who's ever gotten one, maybe one." And I just said, "Mom, you don't know who I am." I came home, I caught 12. Yeah. And I just want to say that my life, I really am always looking to be happy, find the joy, enjoy the journey. And that's the thing I wanted to come up here and just get your feedback on. I really feel that I'm on a lazy river, and I'm just enjoying the journey, and I'm just floating along. And I'm like, this is fine, this is good, it's very enjoyable. Sometimes I'll hit a bank, and then I'll say, oh, focus a little bit more, flow. And I have desires, and when I think about them, they still feel good. And I think, I haven't taken any action on them. And then I think, that's okay. I haven't felt the inspired action to do anything with it yet. So I'm like, they're still feeling good.
But what happens is, if your lazy river feels boring, then you'll launch some more rockets that ask for some more movement, and then the inspiration you receive will lead you to more adventure. In other words, it's the way it always goes. Sometimes as humans, you get too busy so much that you're overwhelmed, and then you focus yourself into things slowing down, and then you get bored, and then you focus yourself into more adventure. In other words, it's sort of an ebb and flow like that. As you began here, you were speaking with a lot of enthusiasm, and then the tone changed quite a bit. So do you think that there is a part of you that feels that you should be doing more? Are you accepting the leverage of the universe? Are you accepting how the universe is flowing to you and through you?
Yeah, I really feel really good.
And so what is your question?
I don't know that I have one. Is there anything that you feel impelled to tell me?
You would enjoy more movement. You would enjoy faster flow of thoughts coming to you. You would enjoy more ideas popping and following through on those ideas more. This is the reason that we were talking about the pictorial cards with words, or a focus wheel, or making lists of positive aspects, because you are in alignment, it is clear. But sometimes what happens is there is a feeling that action is the enemy. But aligned action is not only not the enemy, it is a path to even greater exaltation or enthusiasm or passion. And so there's a part of you that's sort of holding back, because when you have been working hard and maybe not as much in alignment as you want to be through time, and then you find the sweetness of alignment, sometimes there's almost a tentative nature that makes you not want to rock the boat. So you just sort of play it safe. But in the process, the momentum sort of slows down. And so that's why earlier we were asking you to be aware of the distinction of whether you're in alignment in the receiving mode or not. And that when you are, then turn on the gas a little bit. And so one of the things that Esther's been doing for herself personally of late, as we've been really emphasizing getting ready to be ready, and the satisfaction mode, is when an idea occurs to her, she is aware, we've talked about this at some length, that since you're always broadcasting a signal, depending on where you are always in the receiving mode of something, because law of attraction is always responding to you. Make sense? So if you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and in the receiving mode, now you're receiving thoughts and impulses from that broader point of view, which is not only exhilarating, but really, really beneficial, and also really, really, really a lot of fun, and also really, really, really beneficial, and also really, really satisfying, but really, really, really beneficial. In other words, when you get locked onto that signal, it feels wonderful and it yields good experiences. But there is always a receiving mode. And wherever you are, you're receiving something from somewhere, depending on what vibration you've got going on. And so Esther has recently been saying to herself often, when she gets an impulse to make a phone call or to do something, she will ask herself, what receiving mode am I in? Where am I getting this from? Have I tuned into source energy? Or have I tuned into some discomfort or some paranoia? Because it could be, and the answer to that is, how was I feeling moving into this? Because sometimes if you're feeling like you're on the lazy river and you're feeling a little bit bored and you get an idea, the idea might not be coming from here. It may be coming from this place of guardedness or from this place of not wanting to get too busy. Esther knows that when she sets things in motion, she gets busy. She only has to make 2 or 3 phone calls to get things going and organize something and plan a little get together, and she's off to the race. And then her inbox fills up and her texts start coming, and so she plans the time because she knows when she focuses, it's going to start happening. And sometimes when you are accustomed to being busier than you want to be, you're tentative about starting anything. But after a while, you get so not only can you control what comes about what, but the speed in which it comes, and you rise to the occasion of meeting it. And there is nothing more exhilarating than to say to the universe, bring it on, and to be ready for what the universe brings on. And you have not always been ready for what the universe brings on because you've been like a lot of people. You get tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you put in your requests, and then you don't stay there. And sometimes when it comes, you're not ready for it, and then you get overwhelmed, and that kind of makes you a little tentative about what you ask the universe to bring. We've been saying to audiences for a while, since we've been emphasizing meditation, pleading with you, really encouraging meditation, and talking a lot about the receptive mode and getting ready to be ready to be ready to be ready. We've been saying to you that so far this is just words maybe. And until you actually sit and meditate and sit and meditate and sit and meditate Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and know that you got detached and know that you actually accomplished that feeling of detachment, what we would do if we were standing in your physical shoes or sitting in your physical chairs, we would focus upon something in the room. Esther has a little clock that ticks. She likes the sound of that. Or you can listen to a dripping faucet or anything. The air conditioner is usually making a nice consistent sound, but just find some sound. Let's listen in this room. Is there a sound? So focus on that sound. So as you focus on that sound, and your mind will want to wander, but don't let it. Just make that sound important. Just focus on that sound. And as you do that for a minute or two or three or four or five or 10, what will happen is your mind will just settle down. Because that thought is not a very big thought. And you can't think about the bills you have to pay and listen to that at the same time. Can't think about anything you're worried about at the same time. Focus on that. And it will take you to this place of quiet, inactivity really. And for every minute that you spend in that deactivating those thoughts because you're focused upon something else, your vibration will rise until even maybe on the first attempt, you'll tune in to the vibration of your source. Now, when you do that, often what happens is your inner being will offer some really soft intention to you, which may result in what feels to you like involuntary movement. You may find yourself just feeling like you want to sort of flow with it. It might be in your thumb or your hands or your shoulder. Often, if you're relaxed with your head, you'll just feel yourself just sort of moving for no reason, and don't think about it. Just enjoy the movement. Esther felt like she was flying when she first experienced that. And then when your timer goes off, set a timer for 20 minutes so that you don't get carried away with this. But usually, once you have connected in that way, and it might take you a week to do it, 15 minutes a day, not a week of meditation, 15 minutes a day for a week. It might take you a few days to do it, but a thought will occur to you, and it will be a good feeling thought. Sometimes Esther will receive a thought like, I think I'll move some furniture around. Then she laughs, oh, I thought I would be thinking more about world peace or something important. A thought will come, a good feeling thought will come, and as you notice these good feeling thoughts coming, when you consciously connect that you received the thought, then you're off and running. And then don't try to think thoughts. Listen. Get into listening mode, but you're not listening with your ears. You're listening in the receptive mode. You're listening for thoughts or impulses. That the more you do that, what you'll begin to notice is that you don't need to be coming out of meditation to do that. You're doing it all the time anyway. When you change lanes in traffic, or when you get an impulse to stop and do something, or impulse to call someone. In other words, you've been in the receiving mode much more than you know. We're just encouraging you to do it on purpose, because when you do it on purpose and then you make the correlation between your quieted mind and the receptive mode and the thoughts that are flowing, then you understand. And then these things that you heard us say today will be meaningful to you. So far, they're just words. But when you allow them to happen to you and you receive the personal clarity and benefit and good feeling of them, then there will be no limits for you. And for a while, so many things will start unfolding for you because you've got a vortex full of things that have been wanting to get out. A vortex full of things that are ripe and ready for you to be ready for them. Ready for you to be ready, ready for you to be ready, ready for you to be ready. So this is what this gathering is all about. You getting ready. Ready for what? Ready to receive. You getting ready. Ready for what? You to receive. Receive what? Receive what you've been asking for. You to get ready. Ready for what? Ready to receive. Ready to receive what? What's in your vortex? How'd it get there? You getting ready. Ready to receive. Ready to receive what? What's in your vortex that you put there through life? It's just this wonderful cycle of becoming. And of course, you're still wanting more of that. It takes a long time to be born again into a squatty little body with no balance and no teeth and no freedom. It's much better to continue from where you are, you see.
Don't forget to leave a positive message and subscribe.